So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug is my Shakespearean insult coffee mug with things like light of brain, thou art a boil, a plague sore, all eyes and no sight, lump of foul deformity. The mug seemed kind of appropriate because my eyes were being difficult today and I was getting quite irritated. So the mug kind of expresses some of my irritation for the day. Today's tea is another Sips by Tea, of course, since I love my Sips by Teas. It is the Organic India Tulsi Cinnamon Rose, stress relieving and mystical, caffeine free. One of the teas I enjoyed, and this is the last of my bags of it. Looking forward to the new teas. There should be coming in very, very soon. Like I said, it's a tea that I know that I like, so we're just going to go ahead and give her a taste, and yeah, we'll get started. I love how this one smells. You can actually smell the cinnamon. Needs a little bit more time to steep, but otherwise it's a really good tea. So today we are doing our Reverse Rouge update that we do every 2 months. I have to say I fell behind again this month, honestly. We are now at the beginning of July and I don't think I'm going to make it, folks. I need to be somewhere around $400 to $500 and I'm not. But, you know, we're going to go ahead and go through it anyway and see how close we get. I think that's the important part. Some of my heavy hitters should be getting in towards the end of the year. For example, my Claire's vitamin E mask that I like to use twice a day as kind of a serum. That thing is a little more expensive, so that's coming in very soon, and some of my other ones are as well. Also the hair care. If I can get through some of the hair cares, the curly hair care is expensive. It's not cheap. So hopefully a lot of those will be coming up fairly soon, and they'll save me, maybe. But in the meantime, here's our bucket. Let's get to it. So first of all, I've got lots of little sample things that I've either gotten in my Ipsy or as freebie samples from various free sites and that kind of thing, offers or extras in orders and stuff like that. So some of these, though I did have to guess on how much I used and how much they were worth. And I tried to underguess a little bit. I didn't want to over conflate things. So, but without them, I'd be even more trouble. Anyway, let's go ahead and start with Jack Black's Intensive Therapy Lip Balm. This is my favorite lip balm. I started using it a couple of years ago. My lips were really terrible. They were very chapped. They were cracking. They had sores. I started using this once a day at night before I went to bed. You know, when you go to bed, one of the reasons I do a lot of my things when I go to bed, like this kind of gloss or the more powerful skincare and stuff like that, is because I'm in bed. I'm not going to be eating. I'm not going to be running around. I'm not going to be sweating it off, any of that stuff. And it gives that stuff a chance to work. So with this, that was one of the things that I did, is I put it in, put it on before bed. This stuff saved my lips. Before this, I was using Carmex. I still sometimes use Carmex during the day, but this has become my absolute favorite lip balm. I highly recommend it. Once a day, and it healed my lips, and I stopped having as many issues. So I've already repurchased it. I will repurchase it again. I've got 2 or 3 around the house. I need to get one more for my purse because all the others are where I tend to sit around the house, but I don't have one that goes with me. The total of this was $8. I used the entire $8 of it. We were at $214.15. This takes us up to $222. Next is my Kryolan eyeshadow primer. You guys have heard me talk about this repeatedly and how it has helped with my eyes. I did not use all of this. This is $18.50 product. It's a little expensive for a primer. I mean, it's not as expensive as some, but it's a touch expensive. So this is $18.50, and I used about $6 and 75 cents, 17 cents of it. You can barely see it, but I had a line right about there, so it used about a third of it, and that takes us to $228.32. I have already repurchased this. We'll repurchase it again. I received basically 2 little samples of this, and I think I put one in my last Reverse Rouge update. So here is another one. This is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair BarriAIR Cream. This is okay. I wouldn't repurchase it, mostly based on the price. It is light. It is moisturizing. It is just a lot of the things that I'm looking for in a daytime moisturizer. It's just a price issue for me. The coconut priming smoothie one is actually cheaper per ounce, and you can get it in a cheaper container. So this is like $30 to $35, and the other one is like 22, 24, something like that. All that said, it is a good cream. I did like it. It's just the price that held me back from purchasing it. I actually had a toss-up between the two, and it was the price that decided me. Like I said, I think I used another one. I listed another one. It's a good cream if you don't mind spending the money on it. For the BarriAIR cream, that was $6.80, and I used all $6.80 this year. The other one that I got that I will not be replacing is the Ultra Repair Cream, the regular Ultra Repair Cream. I was using this for my feet, but this is a $38 product. It had a line at one point, but I used about half of it, so about $19 of it. There is actually just a very small amount still in the bottom. It took it a long time to slide down there to where I can get to it. So this can go back in my room where I can finish it up, but essentially it's pretty much done. I will not be repurchasing this either. This, like I said, I used it for my feet and it did a really good job with my feet. However, I'm using the Vaseline Intensive Care, and I can get that for $4 or $5. So 38 versus 5. I'll take the 5, especially since the 5 works just as well, or better, honestly. A little better. This is not a bad cream, but just a little expensive for my taste. Next I have this Youth to the People Kale and Spinach Green Tea Hyaluronic Acid Superfood Moisturizer. I got this as a little sample, one of my Sephora orders, I'm sure. Another cream that I really, really liked. However, another cream that is really, really expensive, so I won't be repurchasing it. But it is a really good cream. I actually put it on my Sephora wish list. It's just the price that made me finally take it off. It's just too much money. Some of these creams are just way, yeah, too much. This little thing I estimated to be about $8.16, and I used the whole thing. Next I have the NYX Worth the Hype mascara. This is okay. I received this as a rewards benefit for being part of the NYX, their beauty rewards thing that they have that I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called, but part of that community. I haven't been buying as much over there, so I haven't been able to pick up all my rewards this year, but this is from last year, and as a solo mascara, I thought it was okay, not necessarily fantastic, but it wasn't horrible. But I did find it to work for me as a nice base under other mascaras. I would not repurchase it. I have too many mascaras for one, and for two, like I said, it was okay. And the full size of this is actually more expensive than a full size of the Maybelline Great Lash, which also works as a nice base for me. So I would probably just go ahead and get the Maybelline Great Lash. Now this, this is not actually completely used. It just has hit that point where, like I said, I've had it for a long time. It's starting to get a little thick and clumpy, and we're hitting the season where we have problems with my eyes. So rather than risk bringing those problems on or aggravating any problems, I'm choosing to go ahead and get rid of this. This is about $5 when you go per ounce, and I used maybe 250 of it. Used about half of it this year and half of it last year. So anyway, yeah, this is just more of a it's time for it to go kind of thing than it's completely gone. But since I have to toss it, I'm counting it. This next one you should recognize and know is one of my favorites if you are regular to my channel, and that's my Vichy Mineral 89. I have gone through quite a bit of it this year. Initially, for the first 3 months of the year, I was using it twice a day, every day, and then also using it under my makeup. At this point, I'm using the Claire's twice a day, every day, and just using this as a mixer in my foundation, because I like my foundation to do more than just sit on my face. I do really like this. I have already purchased a much larger one. So here is the larger one. And that one's going to take me a while. I don't think I'm going to get through that by the end of the year. But this one, I did buy this year, and I have finished this year. It is worth $29.50, and I used the entire $29.50. I don't want to throw out this bottle. These bottles are really, really nice. I just don't know what I would do with them. If you have ideas on what kind of things to do with these kind of bottles, it's a pump. And the pump is really nice. There's not really much of anything in there right now, but the pump is really nice. It does get that nice thick liquid out, so there's that. See a little bit there. But yeah, I don't want to throw out the bottle. I just don't know what to do with it. I'm going to end up with this whole row of Vichy 89 bottles at some point in my life. But that one's gone. Very happy to have it. Use it. I will, like I said, I've already repurchased it. When the big one is gone, I will be repurchasing again. That stuff just, it sinks right into your skin. There's a slight stickiness initially, and then that just goes away. Just goes completely away. It's gone. Another thing that a lot of my subscribers should know about, or at least on the Facebook group they would know about, is the ColourPop Lippie Stix primer. This is a primer that I use quite frequently. I use under everything. Literally everything. It smooths your lips. It fills in your cracks. It makes it easier to remove liquid lipstick. Some stubborn ones can stick anyway, but it really does help with that. It protects your lips from all that. I have had like 2 or 3 different ones. Bite has a primer. NYX has a primer. Of the 3, Bite is the best. NYX is more waxy rather than smoothing and softening. So I would say that this is the second best. This one is $5.50. I used the whole thing this year, so that's $5.50. I've already repurchased my replacement and already using it, and I'm already planning to buy another one to have on hand when the other one is gone. So we talked about this just a little bit earlier, and that is the Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. This is the one that I repurchased in the larger size. It's another sample that I probably received from Sephora. This sample was $5.59. Actually, come to think of it, I probably got this one in my Ipsy bag, because I know I got a couple in my Ipsy bag. I know I got the face wash at one point. I may have gotten this as well. This is one of the first moisturizers I started to use when I started to take care of my face. And initially, it felt very heavy to me. But as my skin has gotten used to being taken care of, this actually really works. It's not really as light as I would like, but it's not as heavy as some other ones, so I really do like it. It is somewhat tinted, but you don't see the tint on your skin, and there is not a dab left in there. I can see all the way down to the bottom, so I can't even show it to you, but it is somewhat tinted, but when I put it on my skin, I don't even see it. If you are really fair, you might see it, but I don't know about that because I'm not really fair. But yes, I've already repurchased this, and this is the one I will probably buy again in the future, unless, of course, another moisturizer that comes along that's cheaper and has some of the same lightweight moisturizing qualities that doesn't weigh down my skin or cause me to break out. One of the things about heavy moisturizers, particularly in the summer, is that, particularly in my T-zone, is I will start sweating and my oils will break through, and the moisturizers, if they're heavy, seem to contribute to that. So I much prefer something lighter in the summer and something a little heavier and more deeply moisturizing in the winter, which is when you really need it, because that's the season that's drying. So this has become my summer one for now. Like I said, if I find something cheaper that is as lightweight and works as well on my skin, I would probably go ahead and turn and start purchasing that. But until that happens, this is the one I will be buying. So earlier we were talking about when the heavy hitters from my hair care come in should really help with this whole process. I do have some hair care. Most of them are not heavy hitters. Heavy hitters in terms of my hair care are the stuff that's, you know, $10, $12 and higher. I do have a few of those. I'm just not using them right now, most of them right now. And one of these I actually did not end up using for hair, but let's get to it. So the first thing I have is my absolute favorite, and you know it's my absolute favorite if you've watched the channel for any length of time, and that's the Oars Olive Oil Replenishing Conditioner. I love the smell of this stuff every time I have it. Even though it's been sitting here waiting for me to do this, it's smells so good. So good. I did take this out of rotation for a little bit because the second ingredient in it is glycerin, and I'm finding that my hair is not happy with glycerin in the summer. I did use it a little bit today, and you might see that I have a little extra frizz. I did blend it with another Shea Moisture that has no glycerin in it. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. So I added it back in. The scent of this is worth the frizz. Would I repurchase it? Yes, I already have another bottle. Will I repurchase it after that bottle's gone? Yes, because I love this stuff. It is almost as good as the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey and Mafura Oil Conditioner, and much cheaper. This bottle is $6.81. I used all $6.81 in the first few months of the year. One thing about us curly girls, we use up conditioners a lot. So yeah, you'll be seeing it again this year. You will, possibly more than once. So next is the Cream of Nature Pure Honey Moisture Whip Twisting Cream. I was using this one at the beginning of the year to it was part of a process that I don't even do anymore, and I still get good curls. Basically, I would diffuse my hair and get it to a certain point, then add a little bit more of this to add a little extra curl and a little extra moisture. And for some reason, I started having a hard time finding it. This is like my second jar of it, I believe, possibly my third. And I started having more trouble finding it. So I started looking for other options, and some of my other options have made me happier. And I'm no longer adding a twisting cream after I diffuse for a while. My hair, I'm adding an oil sometimes. I'm using the Acai spray gel. So I have a few other things that I do towards the end of my routine that don't require nearly the manipulation that this stuff did. I will say this did help with my frizz at the time. It did help with my curl at the time. Not that I'm thinking I need much more help with my curl, just a little bit underneath. I did like this when I used it. I did find it helped with the frizz, it helped with the curl. I did enjoy it. It's a good cream. Like I said, I just couldn't seem to find it anymore. Then 2 months later, after I started moving on to other things, it came back in stock at Walmart, my local Walmart. But the Walmart online, for some reason, you can only buy them at the time when I was looking for it. I could only buy them in like 2 or 3 packs. Packs of 2 or 3. I didn't want to spend $20 on one product and have a whole bunch, which sounds stupid. I mean, I just recently spent a whole bunch of money on stuff, and it's sitting under my sink. But at the time, I didn't know that was going to happen. In my defense, but with this stuff, I do recommend this. It is a really good twisting cream, at least for my 2B to 3A hair. It seems to really work really well. It works for me. Like I said, I did it after diffusing. I used it sometimes before diffusing, but I found that it just didn't quite have enough hold at that point. So it just seemed to do better after diffusing for me. But it's not a bad cream. If you're looking for something lightweight, this might be something that you would be interested in. So the next item came in a box of samples. Every now and then, Elemis does a thing where you can go and pick out 3 samples that they will send to you. And I have found out you can do it more than once, as long as you do it at different times. So this came in the first time I ever tried that. This is the Elemis Peptide 4000 Flower Mask. As you can see, I used about, where my mark is, I used about 1/3 of it this year. I do like this mask. As I recall, this is the mask where you have to, with warm water and a dark cloth. That's because this will stain your cloth. I used it on a dark red cloth, and now that particular cloth has little dark marks. So this is a dark mask. It can stain your washcloth or whatever you're using to clean it off, but it is a very good mask. When I got the new set this time, I picked up another one of these. I picked up 2 other things that I've not used before from Elemis. However, I did pick up one of these because these are very good. This little sample was worth $9. I used about $3 of it. I like this. I really like this. Elemis is one of those brands that I enjoy their products. I'm just not willing to spend that kind of money, because as much as I enjoy their products, I can usually find other things that work almost as well or well enough for a lot less, not just a little less, a lot less. The full size of that mask is like $45. I can find masks for $30 that work really well. So I don't mind getting the little samples with their little offer. I am not going to spend $45 on a mask. Next, we have the Cream of Nature Acai Berry and Keratin Strengthening Shampoo. This was okay as a shampoo. I think I've said repeatedly, I have so many shampoos. So many. I've given them away. I have so many. And they're not necessarily bad shampoos. So many. And I don't use that much shampoo. I mean, literally, I will, once a week, I put a little, like, maybe a quarter size or so in my hand and use that in my hair. Now, that might increase as my hair gets longer, which it really seems to be working on doing right now. But for now, I don't need much more than that, depending on the shampoo. Some shampoos do need a little bit more. So for this one, it was an okay shampoo. I would not repurchase it for shampoo because I have other shampoos that I like better. I'm just picked up a new one that I'm already in love with. I've only used it once and I'm already in love with it. So even though this is actually an inexpensive shampoo, it's not a shampoo I would repurchase for shampoo, and I definitely wouldn't repurchase it for what I used it for, which was body soap. It's got enough suds to work as a body soap. It worked very well, so I used it as a body soap because I'm trying to get rid of some of the stuff underneath my sink. Right now, I'm using another shampoo as a body soap. I'm using the Reshma Henna shampoo as a body soap. Why? Because I have way too many shampoos. They will go on forever if I don't use them that way. And it saves me from having to buy body soap, I guess. Anyway, so this was $4.95, and I used maybe all but a very tiny portion of that $4.95 this year. Next, I have the Acai Headstrong Volume Spray Gel. I've got 2 more in the house. I've got the one that replaced this in my bathroom, and I've got one here by my filming area for when I'm fixing my hair for when I'm actually going to start filming. I really like this gel. I actually got it. I had gone to Publix looking for something to help refresh my curl. I was having a really bad hair day, and I really needed something to bring back the curl. It was humid, it was hot, I was not happy. And the other product I got with it was an actual refreshing spray, and then I also picked up this. The actual refreshing spray was okay. However, this stuff actually works for me in place of hairspray. And hairspray turns my hair dry, especially my ends, which tend to be very, very sensitive to becoming dry. And most hairsprays, I mean, I'd have to plaster them on to get any kind of hold. And this actually gives me, a light hairspray hold. without drying out my ends. So yeah, I will keep repurchasing this. They did change up the packaging. They did change up the way the front looks. I think they did a minor change in the ingredients. Yeah, they did. Like this one has a little bit of glycerin. It has glycerin as hexyl glycerin as the last ingredient. This one does not. So they did change up the ingredients a little bit. I haven't noticed much of a difference with the new formula. It's still a nice gel. It's still a spray gel. Don't normally like things that I have to spray into my hair like that, but this does work for me. So I do plan to keep on purchasing this for as long as they make it, and I'm really happy with it. I basically take my hair, I finish the diffusing, then I let my hair dry down, finish up drying, because I only take my hair at about 95% dry, and then it takes another 20 to 30 minutes to dry out on its own. And that's one way that I kind of reduce the amount of frizz that I have going on. And then I use an oil or something of that nature to break any cast, to help me split up the curls without causing any damage, because you know you want to go in and you want to split your curls to help add a little bit of volume, which my hair desperately needs. And then I'll start with flipping my hair upside down and put this in and crunch it in, and then I'll bring it back up and do it the other way too after I've done all that and I've gone through it with a comb. And I find that it really does help with the hold, and like I said, it doesn't dry anything out. Alrighty, so we got two things left. The first of which is the Mario Badescu Ceramide Eye Gel. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I do think I mentioned this in a skincare thing. If you look down, right down in this corner down here, you might be able to see there's a little bit of the gel in there. It's basically a very clear light green gel for your eyes. It's a different feeling, but it is very soothing, and I did like it. It's just I much prefer the herbal ceramide cream that they have, so I won't be repurchasing this one, but I can recommend it. It's moisturizing. It does what it needs to do. It's not all that expensive. This little thing lasted me months. I got it like in the beginning of the year, somewhere March, maybe April, somewhere in there, and it's lasted me all that time using it. I only used it once a day because I have another cream I use in the morning, but yeah, it lasts a long time. You do not need a whole lot of it, and it is soothing and moisturizing. So I do recommend it if you're into a gel eye cream. I just preferred the other one. So this was $4.50. And that's a guesstimate because this doesn't have any ounces listed on it, and I used the entire $4.50 this year. And last but not least is a mask that I got from Ipsy. It's the Aphrodite Olive Oil Face Mask, Deep Cleaning Face Mask. Can you see that? I actually don't remember much about this. I think it was I think my skin felt moisturized, but I'm not sure it necessarily felt cleaner. It doesn't feel like, say, a charcoal mask where you can see, you know, your pores are cleaned out and your skin feels cleaner. It didn't really do that for me. I think it smelled nice, as I remember. Well, I'm not getting much of anything now, and it is drain dry. With these masks and things, I do try to make sure that I use them completely up. I don't recall being unimpressed with it, but I don't recall being impressed enough to repurchase it. This little sample was worth about $2.20, and I used only half of it, so $1.10. Alrighty, so for the last 2 months, I used $118.82, and for the total for my Reverse Rouge, I'm at $332.95. I really should be closer to, like I said, between $400 and $500, but a lot of the stuff that's getting used right now is still stuff that got started last year and isn't very expensive. You know, like I said, once we hit my hair care, yeah, we're going to be looking at some stuff. Once I get through more of my masks from like my BoxyCharm, yeah, we're going to be looking at some money. But I don't know if I'm going to hit that $1,000 mark. I just don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think I can hit the $1,000 mark? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Anyway, so that is it for today. That's my Reverse Rouge. My bucket is empty and is going down by my feet, and that's where everything goes over the next couple of months, and I will see you again for that in 2 more months. So that's it for today, and I hope you like what you've seen. And if you do like what you've seen and you're not subscribed, I hope you will subscribe. If you do subscribe, I hope you will hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. Currently upload 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But we do occasionally have bonus videos that come up. I open indie brands. My son is going to be opening his Loot Crate, which is on its way. And we also have garden videos. Now, I'm going to say this very quickly to any of my gardeners because my garden's not doing so well, guys. It really isn't this year. I don't know what's going on. And we're getting some fruit, but the plants are already starting to die, and we are nowhere near fall. So, probably not going to see as many videos as I mention in most of the videos that I've been talking about, bonus garden videos, if only because there's not much to see except a lot of dying plants. They do have some fruit on them, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on this year. We will talk about that in the next garden video when I finally get it done, whether or not it's before or after this video. However, just letting y'all know, it ain't working out so well, so we may not be seeing much of those for very much longer because it just doesn't seem to be working out at all. So if you're interested in any of those, you'll want to click the bell so that you know when they are uploaded. If you're part of my notification squad, you want to check your bell and your notifications and your subscription, both, just to make sure that they are still active. If you choose not to subscribe, well, we'd be sad, but you know what? We'd also understand. And you are always welcome back here because we love having the company. And if you do come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. So it's sat for a little bit, just a little bit. She should be ready to go. She should be nice. She's cooled off a touch, but to be fair, I didn't warm it up that much either. It is like 90 degrees out here today, and yeah, hot tea on a 90-degree day. No pass. I did have a sip. I will probably end up giving the rest of this to my son just because it's so hot. At any rate, gonna go ahead and give it a sip, and then we will get moving on out of here. Yep, that flavor did increase. You get the cinnamon, and it's mixed with the other ingredients in here. It's beautiful. And it's actually, I don't think it would be good as a cold tea, but it's okay lukewarm, if that makes sense. There are some teas that just are terrible cold teas, but they don't have to be piping hot to be good. So this is one of those. It doesn't have to be piping hot. It's a really nice tea. Anyway, that's it. I hope you all have a great day.